documents. So there's some blue ones, we're going to use those today. So if you see in the middle of your table, you can kind of look where they're at. They don't look exactly like this, they're blue. Okay? So we can share them at the table. Also, what's on your table that you're going to need is this, a bookmark, because the document is quite large, and this will help us find things quicker as we go through the actual document, okay? And the last thing that's on your table that you're going to need now is another paper. Jenny, if you want to place the garden program, there's 4 things that we're going to look at today, 5 things we're going to look at today. So we're going to look at the goals of our program because it was written in Ontario for, and there's specific goals on why we write it for kids of that age. So we're going to look at why we use the program we use. We're going to look like in the video, they talked about the 4 frames. That's what we're going to go into deeper so that we can understand that's their actual curriculum, has to do with the 4 frames. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about pedagogical approaches to learning. So this is the way we teach in order to reach young kids. So these are different ways that we can teach young kids, okay? We're going to look at the actual document because it's a pretty big document. So we're going to go through and look at the expectations, so all the curriculum expectations that the students must achieve to finish kindergarten. So all the learning they must do to complete the program. And then we're going to look at how we assess them. So how are we going to give them a mark in kindergarten? Because they're very tiny. So there's a lot of ways that we can actually assess our kindergarten students.
As Kim said, we're going to look at how did we come about this curriculum and what do we know about our little people entering school. So you'll see the goals of our primary, our kindergarten program, and we know that it is our job to establish a foundation for learning. These children are coming to us as capable learners, and what our job is to try and elicit thinking in the classroom. Not always done easily, and we have to be trained at how to get the thinking out of our students. We know that our children are coming from home, and that transition into school can be a bit of a challenge. So it is our job to make that transition and bridge the gap between home and school and really develop a great partnership with our families. Again, we know that there's many benefits to learning through play and inquiry. And play is not designed where children are just go play. It is very methodical. It is strategical. Things are put in place for students to learn and acquire through play, where actually learning is occurring and they're identifying mathematics and literacy and things that have just been organic. And the final, our final goal in the program is that we want lifelong learners. And you are going to see through these next 2 days that the kindergarten program is our foundation for the rest of our curriculum. So as we work through today, you'll see that when we talk about math, you'll see the link between the foundation that needs to happen in kindergarten as it grows into grade 1, grade 2, grade 6. So this is laying that framework for lifelong learners. So when we are facilitating a kindergarten program, we know that children's brains develop through social relations. So science has showed us that children learn through developing relationships. And if you look at our PowerPoint here, you will see that our program is child-centered. Now I'm sure you're thinking, well, every classroom is child-centered. But the way that we look at it is through the eyes of a child, not through the eyes of an adult. So again, putting the child first. We know that family is where our primary relationships occur. And that's where the child is at home before coming to us. Children come with very diverse backgrounds. and they have different learning environments at home. So all of these children that come to us have their own home life and story and have built their own relationships. The educator as well is part of our triad, and the educator plays a very important role in the success of development for our children to flourish in the classroom. And again, the environment. We're really going to focus on how we set up a classroom environment for these students to grow. Am I speaking too quickly? Let me know. I'm okay, okay. I want you to tell me. Feel free to stop me. So as we look at that triangle, and we know that the child is in the center of the triangle, our job as educators is very important. And children are coming to school and we're recognizing that they have a lot to offer. And it's our job as teachers to create that thinking classroom. How are we going to create that so that students can show their learning and move into and develop next steps in learning? So we really value our educators to set up that environment for our children, and really we'll talk about provocations and how learning happens through inquiry, but our educator plays a key role in that. And that's why we have 2 educators in our kindergarten classrooms. Again, this is a repeat, but it is the basis for our program. It is child-centered. We believe that children are competent and capable and rich thinkers. Teachers are not the holder and keeper of all the information. We believe that our children have a lot of information to share and can teach each other. And that is part of that relationship building. So it's a step back from our teachers to really valuing what our children are saying. View of family. We know from science and research that children learn through relationships. So the people that they are living with and their background is very important. So they're coming to school and we want to build that relationship with families. We know the most successful children have a family that is involved and invested in their education.